Sometimes the people closest to you can become your biggest obstacles. Yeah, not strangers, but your own friends and family. And it's not because they are bad people or secretly hate you. Okay, maybe that could happen, but most of the time, it's just that they are scared of being left behind, even if it may not be obvious to you or to themselves. So when you try to move forward, they instinctively try to hold you back. Hey there, I'm Paolo. I talk about confidence, productivity, and having the courage to live your own life. And today, we're talking about why sometimes you need to leave your friends and family behind if you want to grow. The frustrating part about this is that the people who are holding you back are usually not even doing it on purpose. Not entirely, at least. But they are doing it. When you share an ambitious goal, they cast tiny doubts and they subtly hint at all the reasons why it's too complicated, it's too difficult, and not everyone can make it. Or sometimes they might even give you backhanded praise, like, good for you. Unfortunately, I don't have the same amount of free time. And if you call them out on their behavior, they're just going to say that they're saying it for your own good. But here's what's really happening. If they really, truly wanted to help, they would give you advice on how to deal with risks and how to increase your chances of success, right? Instead, they try to make you feel scared, because that's how they feel. The fact that you are trying to move forward reminds them of the things they are not doing or haven't done when they could have. They feel called out for not having the guts to go after their own dreams. And this is why close relationships can sometimes be so dangerous for growth. As Meg Jay says in her book, The Defining Decade, the same things that make these relationships feel safe, like the familiarity, the comfortable sameness, and the fact that everyone has similar lifestyles and goals, those things can put a hard limit on how much you can grow. Because when you try to do something different, that's felt as a threat to the balance of the relationship and to the normal way of life. Now, before we talk about what to do next, let me be clear about something. This isn't really about leaving others behind. It's about having the courage to go ahead. So, the goal isn't to be different just for the sake of being different. It's to focus on your growth. And if that means outgrowing some relationships, so be it. But that's not the main objective. Alright, let's talk about how to actually do this. Step 1. Admit you're being held back. Parents who are quick to list every reason why what you're doing is too risky, siblings who criticize you just as much as strangers do, if not more, instead of supporting you, friends who make you want to hold yourself back because you don't want to feel judged the same way they judge other people who are doing better than them. These situations are uncomfortable, but hey, they happen. So if your situation is anything like this, then you have to admit it. You're being held back. And I know this might be hard to do, especially if they are good people. You might even feel like it's too arrogant, particularly if you haven't really made it in life yet. Like, who are you to say that your path is better than theirs, right? But here's the thing. It's not about being better than them. It's about being honest about the direction you want to go and whether or not it aligns with where they are comfortable staying. That's not arrogance, that's clarity, that's courage. Also, it's not like you're blaming them. You're just taking responsibility for your own growth. Because unless you can admit to having problems, you won't be able to solve them. If you keep pretending that certain relationships aren't keeping you stuck just because you care about them, you're going to stay stuck and you're going to regret it later on. Step 2. Find or build a supportive environment. You've probably heard it 1,000 times. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And it's true. As we just talked about, the people around you have a huge influence on your life. Just like your physical environments can make or break your habits way more effectively than willpower can. If you stay in a room where most people lack ambition, are afraid of failure, and waste more time complaining than taking action, you're more likely to do the same. So if that's the room you are currently in, you need to find a new one. You're not going to get different results by doing the same things. So spend more time with people who offer mutual encouragement, who give honest feedback without unnecessary meanness, and who just inspire you to be better. And if you don't know anyone like that, two things. One, read books or follow YouTube channels, like this one, that are aligned with your goals. Because the 5 people you spend the most time with doesn't specifically apply only to the people you physically hang out with. In fact, I'd say it actually applies mainly to the people and their ideas who spend the most time in your head. 2, start by being that person yourself. It's easier to find kind and supportive people when you are a kind and supportive person. Plus, you might also make the people around you that you already know feel comfortable enough to let go of their defensiveness and negativity and actually join you on your new journey. Step 3. Set clear boundaries. Now, leaving your friends and family behind doesn't mean you have to cut ties as soon as a relationship doesn't serve your goals. You can still hang out with them, you can still spend time with them, but you can't keep letting them influence your life as they please, especially if they do so negatively. Physical boundaries are not always possible, but most of the time, setting non-physical boundaries by communicating your thoughts honestly makes already a huge difference. And honestly, it's often the better option because it pushes you to build the courage to stay true to your values and your goals and your dreams without running away or hiding. So if a relationship is important to you, keep it. But make it clear that you expect the other person to respect your boundaries just as you're going to respect theirs. If both parties are still compatible, great. If not, don't force yourself to fit in at the cost of sabotaging your own progress. To improve your life and achieve your goals, you have to risk leaving friends and family behind. That's unavoidable, but it's often best for them too. Because here's the thing, the people who genuinely want to support you will keep doing so. Sure, at first they might react with doubts and fears, but after some time, they're going to appreciate you for your courage and your dedication. And they might even start to feel motivated to improve themselves and go after their own dreams. In the end, people only hold others back when they themselves feel dissatisfied and stuck. They wouldn't do it if they didn't feel that way. So when you break that toxic dynamic, you give everyone involved a wake-up call to get off autopilot and actually start living their life. So as counterintuitive as it may sound, leaving others behind is the best thing not just for you, but for the ones you leave behind too. Thank you for watching. And if you want to build the kind of confidence you need to go after your goals, even when people around you don't support you, I created a completely free workbook which contains exercises and challenges designed to help you become confident even if you're starting from zero. I'll leave the link in the description, so do check it out if you're interested. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.